What's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. In this video, we're looking at Looksrare. So last week we did a video on Looksrare, how much I made staking it for 5 days. Now we've staked it for a whole week, so we got a bit of an update for you. Sunday to Sunday, we staked it for exactly 7 days, and we're gonna look at the overall results that we've gotten from staking it for a full week. We have the results. I tracked everything for you. I tracked the daily results for you, minus 1 day. I forgot about it for 1 day. But other than that, we've got all the results here. And we can easily see how much we've earned in WEF, how much we've earned in Lux, and what the overall results are. We look at Looksrare itself and the current results of Looksrare. It has gone down quite a lot, right? So Looksrare was sitting at the time of the video, I think it was at like 440. We can actually look at, I've got my video from last week here with you guys, just in case we want to look at things. Here we can see it was sitting at 440 exactly, yes. So if you haven't watched that video yet, by the way, make sure you do. It makes sense what we're talking about right now, and I would appreciate it, of course. But it was sitting at $4.40. Right now it is sitting at $3.86. So it's definitely dropped down a little bit. And it even went up to over $5.50. Now, as of now, I'm gonna go by the name of the most loyal. Why? Is because I actually wanted to take it out here at $5. Well, probably was $5.40 at the time, because it did that much of a run up. I didn't expect to go up any more like that. So I would have wanted to take it out at around here. We already knew the halving in rewards was gonna come up. It's gonna come up in 4 days. So this would have been a perfect exit point. I didn't, because I promised you guys I was gonna do a video of the weekly results, which is, in if you want to say it that way, very, very loyal, right? But it's not very clever as for money wise, because now everything went down, which is fine. So we can talk about two things. We can talk about the staking rewards that we've actually gotten from staking at a high APR for a week, and we can also talk about having an exit point, which is very important, because I talked to people about it. We were engaging, and I said, no, like, all right, I kind of want to take it out here. All right, cool. I ended up not doing it, but it would have been a perfect exit point. Why? Well, it probably would have been worth like $15,000 to $17,000 more than it is right now. So even with the staking rewards, like a massive drop like that from $5.50 to this, no staking APR is ever gonna make up for that, right? So it's always very important to have a good exit point. Now it is the 6th of February. The halving comes on the 10th of February. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna keep it? Are we gonna let it run for a little while? Or are we gonna take out? The halving, I'm gonna assume it's gonna go towards 200 to 250% APR, which is still decent, right? And if you look at the results that we've gotten so far, it's, you can definitely let it run for a little bit longer and be happy with the result you're gonna get. But if Looksrare is gonna go down even more and it's gonna drop to below the $3, for example, no staking reward ever will make up for that. And one thing you gotta realize is the lower the APR, there's like a compounding effect in there, right? So it makes a big difference going from 500 to 400. Makes it even more difference from 400 to 300. So eventually it's not worth it anymore if the price drops. Then the question is, is the staking or the halving from the staking rewards, is that calculated in this price already? Because you can see people are dropping, right? Especially from the last 24 hours, from $4.40, it's gone down quite a lot. From this was Tuesday or Wednesday. From here you can see like a massive downward trend, and here it definitely dropped even more. So is it going to drop even more over the next 4 days because of the halving or not? Well, there's a bit of a saying that is, when rewards fade away, interest fades away. Meaning, when the rewards of the staking aren't enough anymore for people to keep the interest in it, or to think that they've earned enough rewards from it, or earning enough rewards from it, interest fades away. And when interest fades away, people are going to jump out and price is going to drop, right? All right, cool. So let's look at the results that we've actually gotten. It's pretty simple to look at, right? I will show you the actual earnings of it right now as well that we have with it, this is my long-term staking portfolio. Here we see Looksrare. Right now it is sitting at 33,000, which is actually a lot lower than this one here, which was last week's update, right? So it's actually gone down quite a lot. Now this is not the overall percentage, doesn't really make sense, because I added things in there and there's costs involved that actually didn't cost me money or whatever. So we'll look at it, but you can see that the overall price has dropped, right? And this is even less tokens as well. So This was what we were sitting at on last week's video on Sunday, 30th of January. We earned ourselves 300 looks at that time. Right now, I did an update on it today. Oh, this is funny. It was the exact same time yesterday. I did an update on it today, and it is at 707. Right now, it is sitting at 712. So we've earned 4 more looks over the course of 2 hours, right? But that means that from 1 week total, we've earned ourselves 410 roughly looks, right? So we've earned 410 looks over the last 7 days. Then WEF, I've reinvested WEF once more again on the 1st of, which was the Tuesday. So this was the Tuesday. On the 1st of February, I restaked it. Why? Is because this was worth quite a lot. I did some calculations. You can earn back your WEF that you invest, or you can earn back the gas fee that you pay by reinvesting it in 5 days if it is over $1,200, and that was with an APR of roughly 580%. How do you calculate that? It's pretty simple. You go to an APY calculator, right? This is what I've done. Just a quickly side note to make you guys understand it. So interest was 580 at that time. Compounding is daily. So we compound daily, right? So this gives you an APY of 31,500, right? Then the term is going to be in days. Initial balance is 1,200, right? So that's because that's what we reinvest. We take out 1,200 and we reinvest it back in. Gas fee was sitting at around, I think it was $90 the first time that I reinvested it back in, and the second time was roughly the same. So in 5 days, if you invest 1,200, which is what you take out, the WEF that you earned, you take that out, then you reinvest it back in after 5 days compounding with that interest, you've earned yourself $98. So you, in 5 days, you earn your gas fee that you pay back. So any longer than 5 days of staking means it's worth it to restake 1,200. You want to restake less, then you just do the same calculation, right? You do like, let's say 1,000. That means if your gas fee is roughly $90, you haven't earned that back exactly, then you would need to stake it for 6 days and you would have earned it back, right? Easy calculation. You want to stake less, that's fine as well. Let's say there's $500 in there. What's in there now? I think a little bit more, a lot more today. But let's say $500, well then you still pay the same amount in gas fee, let's say $90, then you would need to stake it more than 10. Then you would need to stake it 11 days to earn your gas fee back. I hope that makes sense. Quick side note, what I just mentioned is when APY drops, right? So let's say it goes from 580 to 500. Now you see it goes, the APY, which is your actual yearly interest, goes from 31.5, drops to 14,000 because of that daily compounding effect. Suddenly becomes a lot less because your interest drops, right? When this goes to 400, it's only 5,000 APY. When this goes to 300, it's only 1,800. And then there's a bit of a shift where it's suddenly just not really worth it anymore. When interest goes to 200, it's only a 600 APY. What does that mean? That you times 6 your money over 12 months. That means you would have a 50% gain in 1 month. And that's not really worth it anymore. To me, that's not really worth it anymore. 250, then you almost, so this is times 11, right? So almost double your money every month. I don't really like sitting in something for too long. So again, if this drops to below the 250 or even below the 300, for me, it's not really worth it anymore because I would have to wait way too long for the staking rewards to really be worth it. Daily compounding is a massive tool to earn a lot of cash as long as the APR is, in my opinion, above the 400, because then again, you times 50 your money over a year's time. Well, that's definitely quite a lot, right? All right, cool. Let's go back to the results. So the WEF, we've restaked it on the Tuesday. So here you could see it went up in 2 days from 0.117 WEF up to 0.407 WEF. So we've earned 0.2.9 in WEF in 2 days. That's what we earned here. Let's just quickly write that one down, 0.29. That makes sense, right? That is this plus this, just quickly checking. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's what we've earned in those 2 days in WEF, right? That means we unstaked it, $96 in gas fee, then we went back to zero. All right, we were back at square zero with WEF, we restarted. And then from the Tuesday up until today, the Sunday, we have earned ourselves 0.83, probably a little bit more now. Let's see how much we earn in 2 hours, 0.840. And this was, what did I say? Here. All right, so we're earning ourselves 0.009 WEF in 2 hours, right? So this plus this is what we've earned in WEF over the course of a week, which is this much amount in WEF. And then I just I did the APR, I put it down there of what the daily APR was at that time. We can't really calculate it on the average of the daily. Why? Is because this is not a average of the daily. This is just the moment I wrote it down, just to show you guys that it fluctuates a little bit. I can't really break down the whole exactly average. Why not? Because I don't have the average of a day, right? Because when I did it before it was 527. Right now it's already at 510, and it might drop even below 400. It might go to like 580 again today. So there's no use for calculation in there, but it does show that it fluctuates quite a lot. Why? Because here was 557 and went all the way up 2 days later to 700, and the day before was like 650 or something. So it went up quite a lot, but then 2 days later it dropped all the way to 450. Day after that, this is 1 day difference, straight away back up above the 600. So fluctuates quite a lot, but I'd say the average is definitely sitting somewhere in between, like let's say around the 550 probably would have been a rough estimate of the average of the APR for that week. So current rate, how much did we actually earn, right? Just staking, not the actual coin itself. Well, considering the coin is down, because it is sitting right now at, what is it, this is my average buy price, right? So the buy, well, this is probably not exactly correct because I added some earnings in there, but the looks is itself, let's just quickly open up both of them. We'll open up this one and we'll check these results. So Looksrare right now is sitting at $3.86, right? So this is 3.86, and then you would have this times this. This is what we've earned over the course of a week at the current rate of Looksrare. That's not really a whole lot. It's not really that significant. Why not? Well, considering the amount of money it is, we've put in around $25,000, then sure, this is like $200 a day that you earn in Looks with putting in 25,000. So that's decent. I guess that's not calculating in WEF results, but still you were looking for better results because the price drops, right? So again, it didn't really make up for the price of Looksrare itself. Current Ethereum price is 3.15. So that's another thing. Ethereum went up and Looksrare went down. So if you break it down towards the market itself, it's even less ideal. If the whole market dropped, then all right, cool, you can't really do much about it. But Looksrare dropped while everything else went up. So you want to take these results, you want to take your earnings out now and putting it into something else. Well, then it's double time bad for your results. Why? Because yours went down, other things went up, right? So that bridge you have to cover there becomes a little bit more. All right, 3017 is what is the current Ethereum price, and then yes, this is what we want, and then this, the total results is this plus this. So if we look at the average results, let's make it like this so it looks a little bit better for us. There we go. Current Looks price, current Ethereum price. This is what we've earned ourselves in Looks in over a week. This is what we earned ourselves in Ethereum in over a week, and this is what we then at a current rate have earned in staking over a week, which is $5,000. We staked 5,000, so we've earned 25% in gain in 1 week, right? Very decent results, awesome results. But again, price dropped. So let's make an example, right? Let's do an example. We'll just quickly make a small adjustments in the price. So Looksrare wouldn't have dropped, right? But Looksrare was a little bit stable. It was last week, it was sitting at the price of around 440, right? So we can do two things. Let's say it was in an upward trend, and let's say it was just stable. All right, cool. So if Looksrare was stable, then this wouldn't have been 386. This one would have been 440. Then this is what we earned before. All right, that's $300 difference. So that's not that big of a change, right? But if it actually went in an upward trend, let's say it would have gone up to like 550, for example, then that would have been a difference from right now up to here. That would have been, what did I just say before? Let's hold up. So it was at 1500, 1600 up to here. So that is $700 difference in looks. But the thing you really got to look for is that compounding effect again. If this one would have been $5.50 and it was going up, yes, it's only 700, which is $100 a day more, but you would have also earned a lot more WEF. Why? Is because WEF is calculated by how much looks you've staked. So if you've staked $5,000 more in looks, you will also get higher rewards in WEF. So this number would have been up a lot as well. We can't really calculate how much that would have been. That's too much trouble. But I guess you get the point, right? This could have been a total difference of $1,000 to $1,500 in staking rewards, right? So let's go back to the actual price. Is this? But why am I giving you this example now? Because the biggest difference comes from this. Looksrare right now, my value of Looksrare is, this is not fully up to date yet because we have to put in a couple of more coins. We can do that now just to see where we're at, right? We have a total of 9,226, right? 712.3. We got to adjust a number here, which is this one, where we could just add transaction. So if we add the transaction quantity, what did I just say? 8,572, 8,572. So that is 650 roughly, 650 quantity. Price per, 650. We do price per coin. We just bring that down to like 0.0000001 cent. So we can kind of still have a couple of the percentage results here. All right, cool. So this is now sitting at 35,000, and then this is our total profit and earnings. This is again not fully up to date because I did add some stuff in here, which is here. This wasn't. This is not correct. Why? Because this didn't cost me any money, right? All right. Well, let's just add just this. This is because this is what I added in there as well from the WEF that I restaked, right? There we go. Actively changing things up. So now it becomes a little bit more attractive again already. Is this correct now? This is correct. So what does this mean for our actual results overall? This is what we've earned, and then there's still a little bit left here in WEF, which is $2,500. So we come down to a total earning of $12,000. This is of course not from just 1 week. This is from a couple of days more. We've already looked at what our daily results were, which is this $5,000 over the exact 1 week. And then if you want to look at it overall, which I started, this is not correct by the way, 24th. Oh no, this is correct, but with the actual number, the bigger number was in the from the 25th. So that is roughly a little bit less than 2 weeks, right? A little bit less than 2 weeks. We've earned ourselves $12,000 in staking looks, which is with a $25,000 input. So I guess overall that's pretty decent, right? That's a pretty decent gain. But you would want to have a little bit more, right? I guess if you want to stake up that much money, you put in quite a lot of money, then you want to look at, at least doubling. Bless me. You want to look at least doubling your money. Why? Well, it would have been pretty easy if that would have happened. Why? Is because if you take these amount of coins, right? I'm going to give you another example. And I know it's coulda, shoulda, woulda, and what if, but it's just for your basic understanding of whether it's something is worth it, yes or no. If it would have gone up, let's say it was at $5.50, then our total looks would have been worth 50K. You see how much of a difference? Because it definitely would have been able to go up there. All right, cool. Let's say it was sitting at what it was sitting at yesterday. Then this times last week, I mean, it would have been worth 40K. So if the price didn't move from last week, and we continued, then this would have been worth $5,000 more, and our total earnings would have been $17,000. If it continued on an upward trend, and let's say it would have been going up to $5.50, which is where it was on Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is not impossible. It actually hit this number. Well, it would have been worth 50K, and our total earnings would have been even more, right? The total earnings would have been $27,000, which is we would have more than doubled our money. Now, this is the cool trick, right? I know I'm rattling on a little bit too much, but this is just for everybody to understand when you need to take out your money. Because if we would have taken out our money on Tuesday, which is what I kind of wanted to do, but then I didn't because I wanted to show you guys the video. Well, at the on Tuesday, this is what the actual price was. So how much money was it worth on Tuesday? Well, we got to take away the staking rewards, right? So that is here, right? That's this point. Is that correct? When we go to Looksrare, here, is that on the first? Yes, that is on the first. So that was here. All right, cool. This is when we reinvested. So let's say we wouldn't have reinvested, but we would have just taken everything out. We would have been able to take out this amount of WEF, and this is what we've earned until that moment. So how much would we not have earned in staking rewards? Is pretty simple. Roughly 300 looks, right? So roughly 300 looks is what we would have missed as staking rewards, because that's from this going towards this, and from this, this was at 0, so back, yes, from 0 back to this, 0.83 in WEF. So that means we wouldn't have earned, and then we're going off this price, right? So now we're going off the current price. Why? Because, well, we took it out at the time. So 300, we do 300 times the current price of Looksrare is this. That means that we would have missed $1,100 in Lux staking, and we would have missed this times current price of Ethereum. Yes, that's that one, correct. And we would have missed this in WEF. So we would have missed $3,600 in staking rewards from Tuesday, but we would have been able to take out a lot more in the actual looks, because it was so much higher at that time, right? Is this completely watertight, our calculation here? No, because Ethereum was a little bit lower at that time, so this price would have been different. This would have been lower, but it would have been lower by maybe a couple of hundred, maybe not even. And this number would have been different because we would have had less, so then we just changed that number towards 300 less, then we would know exactly, which is 8922. Then this is 1,000. All right, cool. So that means that we would have been able to take out $49,000 in Looksrare, and then we would have had a little bit less of Ethereum that we would have missed. So I guess our total earnings would have still been $23,000 roughly. No, more than that even. No, this is what we would have missed. Let's say this was 2,000 plus this, so 3,000 from what we just said, 27. I hope you're still following me. $24,000 is what our profit would have been if we would have taken it out on Tuesday. Now, if you want to go on even deeper with this, of course, what would you have done on Tuesday with that money? I probably would have invested it in crypto gaming, which is what I was looking at that time. And after that, everything blew up. So let's say we would have put it in Gala, that went up like 60%. Well, then you would have had even more gains, right? That is definitely could have, would have, should have, which is not really valuable for us to look at. Doesn't really matter. That's part of the whole game. But the thing that we should look at is we would have earned ourselves $24,000 instead of our current $12,000. So we would have had double the profit if we would have taken it out on Tuesday, which is what I kind of wanted to do, and I didn't for you guys to make the video. Long story short, when you get a feeling that, you need to take profit, you got to have an exit point. When you got a feeling, it's like, all right, cool, fuck, well, let's look at this results here, at the results here. It is sitting at $7 as an all-time high. It dropped down a little bit. It recovered. The market didn't do well, and Lux did well. So when other things went down, Lux was pretty stable, pretty strong, which is probably because of all the rewards that people are getting, which is the staking and APY results. But you know that on the 10th of February, the results are going to be cut in half. So it's definitely not as attractive as it was before anymore. People aren't going to take it out on the 10th. People want to take it out before everybody else does. So they want to make sure that the price is still high. Well, that means that if on Tuesday here on the 1st, that is 9 days before the halving of the results happens, it is sitting at $5. Well, even it picked up even more towards like $5.70, right? But if you would have been able to take it out at like $5.50, you have $24,000 in rewards from a 25 investment, and you would have had that in 1 week, because that was exactly 1 week before we started on the 25th. So you've doubled your 25K investment in 1 week. You know that the results are going to halve. Then that's a perfect exit point, right? Yes, it could have gone up even more, right? It could have gone up to $6 and even more, and you would have had your staking rewards, etc. But sooner or later, people will want to take out profit, and that's definitely going to happen before, during, and after that halving. Even people that are going to continue with those staking rewards because they think it's still worth it, then they notice the big difference in the actual results that are that it's gonna bring in. They're gonna see the difference in WEF that's gonna come in. It's like, oh fuck, this is not even that much anymore now. Oh, man, Lux is not, is not compounding as much as it was before. You know what? I might take profit. I might step out. Well, then you can definitely expect this to continue on a downwards trend. And then this would have been a perfect exit point. So again, even if it went up to fucking $7, doesn't really matter. And then it drops back down after that again towards the 3, then your 550 was a perfect exit point. So try and find an exit point. For me, it's fine. Like 12,000 more or less. It's definitely a lot of money, and it's annoying. Like you would have wanted to have it, but we still earned $12,000. So we got to be happy with all the things that we earn, and it's fine. I think it's a cool video. We can show you guys a lot of things of what to look for with an exit point, what's clever, what's smart trading, and what's not. So this is definitely a good learning phase. So I'm fine with it. It's cool. But for a lot of people, that money can be very, 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 very valuable. And rule number 1 should always be don't lose money. So without rattling on for too much longer, I think you got the point. I think it totally makes sense what we should have done on Tuesday when the price was up, and the total results still from 1 week overall, which is what the video was meant for. The actual results from 1 week of staking $25,000 is $5,000. Yes, the price was a little bit higher. It was up. It wasn't worth 25 at the time. It was worth 36 at the 36 at the time. So we've earned with the investment current value at that time 36,000. We've earned ourselves $5,000. Right? Still decent, still awesome, still happy. I'm still looking at an exit point. I'm probably gonna wait until tomorrow to see what the price does, or maybe until tonight. If I see it continuing to go down and down and down towards 350, then I'm not gonna expect a recovery anymore, because more and more people are gonna take out before the halving comes, and then I'll be happy with the 12,000. I'll take it out. If I see a little bit of a shift here, because just like this, right? If this upward trend here turns into going back towards the $4, and then the $4 might move it up a little bit again, I will leave it. But I'm still looking at an exit point between now and the next 2 to 3 days, right? And other than that, I think it all makes sense. Looksrare still has a lot of potential. I think it's an awesome project. It can definitely do really well if it fixes up a couple of problems. It has very low gas fee, which is a big difference compared to OpenSea. The fees for trading are still 2% compared to 2.5%. Even with the halving, there's still rewards in Looks that you get from trading on it, so that's a big bonus compared to OpenSea. If I would know somebody that sells something on OpenSea, I would contact them and be like, hey, look, put it up on Looksrare and I'll buy from you there. It's better for both of us. So it has a lot of potential. Trading volume is a little bit low compared to OpenSea, which makes sense. Everybody goes to OpenSea. That's the go-to place. But yeah, it does have a lot of potential. So cool. That's all we've got. Thanks for watching. I would really appreciate it, guys, if you could just hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you get updated on all the next videos. Also, a like and a comment would be much appreciated on a video like this, because again, I've been very loyal to you guys. Now it's time to be a little bit loyal back to me. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.